Randall Grichuk's gone now. He's off the list. And that's only if you're presuming there's an actual list. Good morning to you. Good Wednesday morning. I'm Dejan Kovacevic of DK Pittsburgh Sports. This is Daily Shot of Pirates. It comes your way bright and early every weekday. If you're into football and or hockey, I also offer daily shots of Steelers and Penguins in the same place that you found this. Grichuk signed a one-year deal worth $5 million with the possibility for an additional $500,000 in performance bonuses to return to the Diamondbacks. This happened yesterday. This happened without the tiniest trace of the Pirates being connected to this player at any stage of anything. And that gives Grichuk something in common with literally everybody who has signed a free agent contract anywhere. I don't know who's left who could play a corner outfield at any capable level, but I know the ones that I had in mind are now all gone. Grichuk's not a great player here. I'm not going to sit here and pump his tires to try to make a point. But he did hit 290 last year in an era where almost nobody hits 290. He'd look like Ty Cobb here. He also hit 12 home runs in what amounts to half a season, 254 plate appearances. Now, that also tells you that he wasn't available as much as anyone would have wanted. Missed significant time to injury, but he also comes with the added bonus of being a sound, smart defensive player, and that's something that I think a lot of us have seen firsthand over the years from his time with the Cardinals. Not a star, not someone who would have moved the needle in terms of either the baseball component or the PR component or anything else, at least not by much. But he'd be better than what they have. In fact, he'd be markedly better than what they have. And if that weren't the case, then Arizona management, which just had him, wouldn't have put up the $5 million that they did. So what is it? What's going on other than nothing? Inside 115 Federal, well, plain and simple, they've been witnesses. And even that's presuming that they're paying attention. I know this stuff, when I say this, it sounds so over the top, like knock it off, but it's hard to come up with other explanations. This isn't, for example, a case where you can say the money was too much. They're still, as far as their active roster goes, they're still about 7 or 8 million, I believe, below where they ended up last season. And they're sitting there with, one giant need above all others. And $5 million is very much a price that should work. Now, if they have some superlative level of scouting that tells them there's some sneaky little thing wrong with Grichuk and we don't want a guy like that, okay, fine. You can give them the benefit of the doubt there if you're generous. But could this be the case with literally everyone who's out there, everyone who's been on the free agent market? And there's also the trade possibility, I suppose, but there's nothing to that effect anywhere involving anyone. And when you're talking about the type of trade that this would have to be, in parentheses, the kind that would really have me cringing, end parentheses, it would be Ben Cherington sending out young pitching for what he thinks would be hitting. I'll repeat for the umpteenth time that I don't want him doing that, but I don't have any say here. So let's say he does do that or does try to do that. That doesn't come together with the snap of a finger. And that very, very, very rarely goes unreported in advance, meaning, hey, the Pirates are talking to so-and-so about so-and-so. The same way that I heard last summer from a very reliable source that the Pirates were listening on Jared Jones in talks with the Orioles. These things get out. And to date, nothing's gotten out. And I can only go by what's right there in front of us. Right there in front of us. A week from today, I'll be in Bradenton. I'll be there covering reporting day for pitchers and catchers, first workout, and there isn't going to be a big league right fielder in that fold. And I can't begin to imagine what they'll say about that, other than, hey, let's just give Jack Sawinski another chance, or let him and Josh Palacios battle it out this spring, or try one of those new guys that they picked up late last season. That's where this is heading. It really is. When we come back, J1Q.
It's Gun Storage Check Week. Help prevent unwanted access to your firearms. No one wants their unsecured gun to be used in an accident, a suicide, or a crime. Use lockboxes, safes, and locks to secure your firearms. Learn more at gunstoragechek.org. That's gunstoragechek.org. Brought to you by NSSF, the Firearm Industry Trade Association.
Today's J1Q comes from Sam, who asks, Luis Robert Jr. from the White Sox could help solve the hole in the outfield problem and could provide serious all-star caliber upside. Would the Pirates be wise to offer a trade for him despite some injury history, and do they have the prospect depth / willpower to even do so? Well, they have the one thing that everybody wants. They don't have it in terms of depth, to parse your terminology there, that they have pitching prospects. They have guys that are in the AA, AAA level, and that tends to get other executives excited. They see guys not only that, have live arms, but also have enough time in the minors that they're more known commodities. They've already taken their backward steps and then their resultant forward steps or whatever. They know what they're getting. They like that. They like that a lot. I'm on record as saying I don't want Ben Cherington trading pitching prospects for hitting, if only because he can't recognize hitting. He can't identify it. And even if he could, what he seeks in a hitter, the traits, are the wrong things. That's not me talking. That's his record talking. It's right there in plain sight. So if I presume that someone like, say, Bubba Chandler is off limits, and you're talking about your Thomas Harrington and Braxton Ashcraft level of pitching prospects, would I be in favor of making a trade in that spirit? Yes, just not with this general manager. Part of the model of a total teardown, like what happened with the Pirates 5 years ago when Cherington came aboard, is that you're supposed to amass so many prospects, such an abundance, that they're virtually overflowing. They're spilling out off the edges, that you do, in fact, end up using them as trade chips because, you can't have a 20-man rotation in the majors. And if the Pirates had been able to either recognize or develop hitting at any level, none of this would be an issue, because not only would they have themselves a bleeping right fielder, but they would have themselves all kinds of capital to go and get one through other means. I like Robert. There's nothing to not like other than what you said, availability issues. But I've also not gotten any firm indication that the White Sox are being super active in attempting to move him. So yeah, this has just been a really upbeat episode of Daily Shot of Pirates. We'll be back with another one tomorrow anyway.